Outside Takegawa's mansion, Takegawa is shouting. Musashi. Come back inside the manor. Inside these gates, you can do whatever you want. But outside of these gates, there is a different authority. I don't have that level of control. Saving you from them is no longer within my power. Musashi replied. You are so kind. Takegawa. Musashi. You can't survive outside of these gates. Eh? On the spur of the moment, the legendary swordsman hugged Takegawa. He then said, Takegawa. Thank you. Then Musashi left the mansion. Just outside, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, Criminal Investigation Bureau, 1st Investigative Division Assistant Inspector, Itsukah Hibe, is waiting. He then said, Oh. You're pretty awesome. I've been a detective for a long time, but I've never seen a guy like you. What became of Itsumi? Well, since he's not a hands-on guy, he wanted to go home. Anyway, Miyamoto-san. The two-sworded samurai no longer has the option of going along with the police of his own volition. You're gonna get in the car. You need not hold back. If you want to arrest me, come get me. Feel free to rely on the sword at your side, but you'll turn the nation into your enemy. Musashi replied. Is that fine? For all of you? Even if I end up cutting down the nation? You're real interesting. Guess negotiations have broken down. Then the police officers surrounded the legendary swordsman. The inspector continued. Projectile weapons were also prepared. If you draw your sword, we'll shoot you. Musashi smirks, then replied. If you can see it happen. Then Musashi unleashed an unbelievably fast slash, easily cutting down the man-catcher pole of the police. He continued. Now then. Let's go. From right here. Forget the draw thing. Shoot him if he moves. All right. Take out his legs. Don't miss, or he'll kill you. But before the officer can shoot, the legendary swordsman managed to throw some kind of metal at the officer's face. Then he rushed towards the inspector, punching him straight in the eye, instantly blinding his left vision. On the spur of the moment, the officers tried to surround the legendary swordsman. Unfortunately, they all got slashed with ease. The police inspector then said, It's smashed. When he looked at Musashi, all of the officers are already knocked out. He then said, Those 6 guys he dropped all said the same thing. My head flew off. No. He didn't have the sword out. That was a while later. After? Some bullshiz. We're the police, so we have to keep going in, no matter what. You already know how that panned out. These were big cops. How did he take down the other 6 guys? He can't have jumped them all at once, right? Interesting thing is, 5 of the guys say the same thing here. He was completely surrounded, without a doubt. Then they try to grab him. My fellow officers were in front of me. My allies started to become obstacles. Then it was finally my turn. And it was just the sword master Miyamoto Musashi and myself. Well, in modern terms, he was using what we'd call footwork, I think. That turns out to be an art of war thing. He's the real deal. There's nobody at headquarters who doubts it anymore. He's being tailed right now. On the TV, a reporter is saying, Our next story. A sword master's acts of extreme violence. Late last night in Shinjuku, police officers requested the cooperation of a man calling himself Miyamoto Musashi. The man resisted, and a scuffle broke out between the man and the police squad. In the scuffle, the man disappeared. The department is treating the turn of events with disdain and are having the man's tracks followed, as well as expanding the scale of the investigation and making certain preparations. The man who is being called the swordsman Musashi revived into the modern world. Where does he intend to go? What are his intentions? And just who is he, really? Inside Baki's room, the son of Ogre is thinking. Back then, What Motoba-san said. We are all, each and every one of us, connected. That's what living is. Existing while linked to others. On the other hand, there's Musashi. His saying. That was the first time that I recognized the blatant obviousness of it. Of Musashi's loneliness. I didn't see it at all. Being stared down at. By those eyes that are utterly separated from the world. Fascinated by that inhuman glance. That seemed to have rejected discourse. Dazzled by the all-too solitary pragmatism of his Bushido. With my eyes drawn to just that war power of another dimension. With my eyes drawn to just that overwhelmingly masculine appearance. I saw utterly none of it. I saw none of the loneliness of that solitude. An oversight. Even if one is born into the modern world. Raised in the modern world. And has continued to live in the modern world. A sense of loneliness can still prevail. No family. Kin. Lovers. Friends. Going to a different realm in which there is no one who can permit your mindset. Suddenly moving from the Sengoku era of 400 years ago. Into a modern world. What an impossibly lonely man. We now go back in Tokyo. Miyamoto Musashi is saying. Oh, it's you. We have you surrounded. An armed force, 100 men strong. They've got cutting-edge equipment. You may be Miyamoto Musashi. But try as you might, you won't win. You were a man of the art of war, right? Then. This is the wisest move for you. Put your hands in the rope. I said this earlier. Come catch me. The strongest swordsman in history. Miyamoto Musashi. We're not taking you lightly. I'm cautioning you, having recognized your actual strength. Surrender. You'd best come with me. This resistant. I've been a detective for a long time. Yet, I've never gotten to do things this way. But, I'll definitely hit you from here. Heh. Put your swords on the ground. Musashi replied. I never heard your name. Near the area, the Riot Captain Police Superintendent, Iwama Tatsufumi is saying. The suspect has taken up the name Miyamoto Musashi. Our distance from the suspect is about 30 meters. For the purpose of getting extremely close to him, you are to keep sound to a minimum. Make sure to listen carefully. With Assistant Inspector Itsukah currently communicating with the suspect. As soon as we get the signal. Then the Riot Captain became surprised. He then shouted. Advance. Then he saw the shadow of the legendary swordsman. Without saying anything, he threw some kind of item. And it's the slashed pistol of the Assistant Inspector. Musashi then said. It's Itsukah's pistol. You son of a. The match was proper. Itsukah drew before me, but I should like to overlook that. It was a fine match. You. Mother pucker. He challenged me. So I cut him. Nothing more. Nothing less. Now then. I do not intend to surrender. Nor do I intend to abide by you. What will you do with such a man? Earlier, the inspector is saying. That's the reason why. You want to know my name? Because you're thinking you'll cut me down? A strange thing you say. You are pointing a pistol at the one you face. For me, to cut you seems a matter of course. Does it not? The Miyamoto Musashi is planning to draw his sword against me, Itsukah. What an honor. Don't come towards me. Another step forward, and I'll have to shoot you. You can put the swords on the ground. Or you can draw, and I'll shoot you. Which is it gonna be? That I might draw and cut you is also a possibility. Heh. I drew at the start. I had a feeling this'd happen. I'll draw. If you can see it, shoot me. 1, 2, 3. Then suddenly, the legendary swordsman disappeared. In a blink of an eye, Miyamoto Musashi managed to slash the inspector, leaving him in 2 separate pieces. The Riot Captain continued. Now then. You don't intend to surrender. And you don't intend to come with us. Then, how about you try these guys on? Miyamoto-san. Condensed rubber bullets. Well, you don't know what that is, do you? Well, basically, balls with rock-like hardness being thrown by a major league pitcher. And you don't understand that either. You're raring to draw. Can't do anything about the fact that you'll be severely injured. Then the captain shouted, "Fire." What do you think of this chapter? Do you think the legendary swordsman will continue to conquer the military force of Japan? Comment down your opinion below. Special thanks to Stranger Dragons Prevail, Francois, The Real Zurvan, a Patreon of the Uts, Jacket, Johnny Might, JJF, OK, Vega Punk, Isam Harris, Awesome Swayable, Trond Becker, Thomas West, Casey, Dead Fox 0606, John Vinovich, Ahmed Zoyer, Mystic Venus, David Fritz, Joshua Ash, Mars Kane, Brandon Zipperl, Claudio Aguilera, Francisco Carrillo, Lowell, Ethan, Haas, Carrot, Brennan, and Will74. We really appreciate your help. If you want to support my channel, please subscribe to my Patreon, LR Shion. I will put a link in the description below. Our next video will be about the new President of America, meeting the strongest being alive. Stay tuned.